Welcome to episode number 41 of the Upgrade Your Life podcast. Today, I talk about getting a haircut and the riots. Stay tuned. So the big question is, how do ambitious people like us, who grew up listening to the old advice of go to school, work hard for 40 years, and retire when you're old, create a life today that is meaningful, abundant, healthy, and brings joy, while also leading a life that is productive and full of achievement? That is the question, and this is the podcast that will help give you the answers that you're searching for. My name is Del Denny, and welcome to the Upgrade Your Life podcast. Welcome to episode number 41 of the Upgrade Your Life podcast. My name is Del Denny, and it's kind of crazy to think about all the stuff that we're going through. And yesterday, I had an interesting experience. I got a haircut, and it's been like 3 months since I got a haircut. And on average, I get a haircut every 2 weeks. It's just something that I like to do. I'm a guy that loves to get his haircut. And I don't know, there's probably other guys that are out there that think, that's me too. That's like the way that guys pamper themselves, is going to the barber shop, getting a good cut. There's nothing better than that. And so this was the first haircut that I've had. And geez, it's probably been 3 months because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Everything has been shut down. And so the thing about my barbershop is it's downtown Indianapolis. And I love going to this barbershop, and it's the first time I've been down that area since the protests have been going on. And it was such a wake-up call to see everything that's going on. And honestly, I'm looking around, and it's kind of scary. I've never seen my city boarded up before. I mean, it was just a really hit home. You see all the protests going on TV and the news and the media. You hear everyone talking about it. But this was the first time I actually saw the buildings boarded up, and it was scary. And I hope we come to some agreement soon. We can get some things right with our country. It's amazing that the whole world is in on this as well. I was watching France. They were having protests as well, and in London they were having protests as well. So it's absolutely crazy. So as I was thinking about, what's going on, what are some things that we need to get right now, 3 things came to mind. Now, the first thing that came to mind is the word being active. We have to be active so we can't be passive. No matter what side you're on, but we have to be active in getting the facts straight. We have to be active in doing our own research. We have to be active in educating ourselves. Not what the media says, not what the programming says, but we need to take it upon ourselves to really educate ourselves. So we need to be active. We don't want to be reactive. We want to be active in educating ourselves on what the issues are. Now, the second thing is, I would say, is that we need to be an example right now. We need to be a strong example in our community. We need to be a strong example to our families. We don't want to be a warning to everyone. We want to be an example. And so, I look at these protesters. You have protesters and you have rioters. And the protesters, in my mind, are the examples, but the rioters are the warnings. I don't see any reason whatsoever to be looting Saks Fifth Avenue for civil rights. I just don't get that. I know people are going to have their own opinion about that, but for me, I don't think civil rights was in that Saks Fifth Avenue to get looted. Now, we have to be an example, and I think, and I've talked about this before on the podcast, is leadership. Leadership is so important today, and all leadership is influence. And we all influence people around us. We may have a small circle around us. We may have a very large circle around us that are looking to our example. And so we need to set that tone, by the words that we say, by the way that we carry ourselves, how we treat other people. That's very important. So we got to be that example. And the third word that I would say that really comes to my mind in all this is change. We have to set some change. There's no doubt in my mind that there is a lot of change coming. There's going to be change in civil rights. There's going to be change how we see different perspectives, and I think that's a really good thing. I'm really excited that a lot of people are looking through the lens of other people, and I hope that people are having more empathy towards each other for both sides. There's nothing better than seeing protesters and the police force coming together unified. And I think they're both starting to see from the other perspectives, and I think that's an awesome thing. So that's the change that we really want to see. So 3 things that we got to get right today. Number 1, we need to be active. We need to educate ourselves. We need to be proactive. Number 2, we need to be an example to those around us for what we say, what we do, how we carry ourselves. And number 3, we need to be the instrument of change. Change brings progress. And so those are the 3 things today. So that's it, my friends. That is it for the Upgrade Your Life podcast. I'll see you tomorrow.